Hello, Pokemon trainers, and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so it's crazy to think about. This is actually going to be part 36 of what I like to call the Path to Power series. This is really quick. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? The Path to Power series is basically what I like to call is basically me trying to climb the online Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC ladder, and basically I try to come back after like a week of collecting what I think are probably like the more entertaining games, go over each move I make play by play to give like an idea of my mindset at the time, in order to point out what I would probably do next in in a similar situation in the future, and overall to try to also improve my own skills. So for the past few months, man, it's just been flying by. I've actually been trying. I guess you could say, until regulations set, or at least till we're not allowed to use restricted mons. I've been trying to climb the online ladder with my favorite Pokemon of all time, Giratina, and I've just been loving it. These have definitely been some of my favorite videos to make lately, and overall, this is a lot of fun. So I'm using the same build for Giratina I used last week, although I changed up the EVs a little bit. I'm trying to go. The idea is to set up the Calm Mind and then just start spamming attacks after that. So I did increase speed a little bit just to see how it works. So if you have a recommendation for any EV spreads or teams, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read them. I'm gonna change up this team soon. I want to try using like a Tailwind user or something like that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. So right here, my opponent is using, oh man, I forgot what it's called. The Pokemon from Gen 7. The uh Poison Fire. Yeah, that's it. And my Incineroar just knocked out the Dusknoir, but unfortunately my Giratina did get hit by Curse. So yeah, unfortunately Giratina doesn't have a lot of time, so I gotta hurry up and try to do as much damage as possible. So my opponent sends out the keys. I haven't seen that Pokemon in a long time, and they're gonna sub the Reflect. Okay. I think ever since, what was it? Since Prankster got nerfed, like a couple of gens back. Okay, yeah, I think it was around then because I remember seeing Klefki like a good amount actually. So I haven't seen it in a while. So Flare Blitz is gonna go off, almost knocks out, almost, and unfortunately my Giratina is gonna get hit by the Toxic, by the Poison, and unfortunately Curse is gonna kick in. Ah, dang. Although, hey, what can you do, right? So unfortunately, Giratina is knocked out, but at least I did knock out one of their Pokemon. So I'm gonna send out Koraidon. Yeah, like I said, this is the same team I used last week. It's gonna be Mewtwo, huh? You don't see Mewtwo that often. You're like I'm playing Smash Bros. Let's see. What's it called? Yeah, I'm using Giratina obviously and Incineroar. I'm also using Rillaboom and Rapid Strike Urshifu because those are just the best three right there. And I'm also using Koraidon and Raging Bolt. Because basically the idea, because I keep seeing Kyogres, and it's also to like just to weaken water moves. So, and Koraidon just hits like a truck. So I needed like more brute force in this team. And Koraidon's is perfect. So I'm going to protect. They terrestrialize actually into normal. I guess the terrestrialize into normal in case anyone tried to hit him with like a ghost move. Which makes sense right now because, Astral Barrage from Calyrax Ghost form is just crazy. So that makes sense actually, and Fluttermane. So, but because they terrestrialize into normal, my Koraidon could just easy come in and hit it with the collision course. But I wanted to be careful because that thing did set up a calm mind, and I don't want to get hit by like psychic or something. So I'm just gonna withdraw my Koraidon right now and just go into my Raging Bolt. Let's see, and they're gonna go for the Thunder Wave. Good thing I switched out too. And yeah, they're going to go for the side strike and doesn't knock out, but close. And Flare Blitz to go off and take care of the Clef Key. Okay, that's good for me actually. Okay, so right now but I got to be careful because Incineroar did get hit by Toxic, so it's going to keep getting worse every turn. So I got to hurry up and knock out this Mewtwo quickly. Let's see. So my opponent's going to. I'm pretty sure their Mewtwo is faster. Pretty sure. Okay, a Thunderclap will go off. Doesn't knock out, but does do good damage. Or Sphere goes off, and sweet, Incineroar can just knock it out. Yep, Flare Blitz, and yeah, okay, cool. Music can be surprisingly kind of bulky. All right, sweet. And even though I won the game, the Citrus Berry still goes off. Hey, yeah, I'll take it. All right, GG to my opponent. That was actually really cool. So that's the first game. So now we're on to the second one. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start off with Skarmory and Grimmsnarl. You don't see Skarmory as much anymore. I feel like ever since Corviknight made its debut in, what, Sword and Shield, I think? Not as many people use Skarmory anymore. Okay, that's pretty cool. I remember my little brother really liked Skarmory, actually. Let's see. So I'm just going to go for a Calm Mind and just go for the offense, try to knock out Skarmory. I've been noticing a lot more Grimmsnarl lately. Anyone else? Like, Pokemon, I swear, I think are getting more play right now. I think Grimmsnarl is getting more play, or it could just be a me thing. And I swear, I'm seeing more Smeargle again. God, I freaking hate Smeargle. Yeah, in the comments, let me know your least, like, I don't want to say most hated, but, screw it, why not? Let me know your most hated Pokemon you hate seeing in ranked matches. I have always hated freaking Smeargle, man. Let me know in the comments who's your most hated. So I'm just going to go for Thunderbolt and try to knock out Skarmory, even though it did Terastallize into Fairy, but luckily they're usually more on the physical defensive, so hopefully this will do a good amount of damage. Okay, Thunderclap will go off, and whoa! Almost knocked out. Steel Beam. Didn't do a lot of damage, but if I'm right, doesn't Steel Beam... It knocked out. If I'm right, I think Steel Beam is kind of like Dragon Tail. I think it's... Or like Roar. I think it switches out my Pokemon. So Shadow Ball will get to go off, and it does do a decent amount. Okay, it was a crit. Hey, I'll take it. Why not? Yeah, okay, yeah, I was right. It is, it does switch out, so it switches out into my Incineroar. Okay, I actually don't mind that. Because even though Grimmsnarl is meant to, obviously be a supportive Pokemon, it does hit physically, so might as well lower that physical attack. Why not, right? Chandelure, okay. I love Chandelure. Like I've said it before, it's obvious with Giratina. Ghost Pokemon are my favorites, so I just love seeing Ghost Pokemon no matter what. Chandelure is so cool, dude. I I don't know which one I like. I don't know which one I mean. I don't know which one I like more: regular Chandelure or shiny Chandelure. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. So Draco Meteor is going to go off. I cannot believe that hit because they used Minimize. I really didn't think that was going to hit. So hey, I'll take it. Good thing Chandelure really can't take a hit. Well, good for me at least. Okay, and they're gonna go to the Machi Ghost. Man, this person's using a lot of Ghost types. Sweet. Like I said, Giratina is my favorite Pokemon. Obviously, Mimikyu would be second, and third. Man, I might have to give it to my boy Gengar. Like I said, I just love Ghost Pokemon. So I'm gonna withdraw my Range Bolt. I'm gonna go into Koraidon, and a good thing I did because the Sun will weaken the Scald, but they are gonna use Spirit Break. So that a good thing my Incineroar was sent out the previous turn, which lowered the physical power of my opponent's Grimmsnarl because I think that would have been a knockout if I didn't. And the Tailwind's gone. Cool. So I pretty much got this. I'm just gonna go for a double Flare Blitz because the sun is out. So even though they got Reflex, okay, they canceled. All right, cool. GG actually. So now we're on to game 3 actually. All right. My opponent's gonna go with Grimmsnarl again. Yeah, I swear I'm seeing a lot more Grimmsnarl. And Fezan DPD. The I think it's like a poison. Shoot, poison. I want to say flying. Yeah, I'll say poison flying. So I'm just gonna have Giratina go for go for a Calm Mind. And I'm thinking I could just go for the Flare Blitz and just try to do some big damage. So I'm gonna go with the T Wave. Damn. Okay, so yeah, the Tailwind's gonna be set up. Okay. I'm gonna go for the Flare Blitz, and it does about half, but it does get a burn. Alright, cool. So that's good for me. So Giratina will be able to set up the Calm Mind. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the paralysis to kick in because I swear it always does in the worst times for me. So I'm thinking I could just go for like offense to try to knock it out now. And I don't want to. I'm thinking I could just knock off because Grimstar will usually run the Light Clay. So I'm expecting them to try to set up the Reflect any minute now. So I'm just thinking, you know what? I'll just knock it off the Light Clay now. So that way I don't have to worry about it as much. And unfortunately, the paralysis will kick in. Dang. But the burn kicked in for them too, so that's good. Okay, so I'm thinking I could just go for like a Flare Blitz. Or I could just switch out my Pokemon. But I'm going to terrestrialize. Now, the reason I didn't terrestrialize is because I wanted to like gauge what they were going to do. So now that I know they're just going to go for a play rough, I'll just terrestrialize now. That way the dragon weakness is removed. So I can just keep spamming Shadow Ball. And they're going to set up a Roost. Ah, dang. Almost back at full HP. And yeah, so good thing I did that. I'm going to go for the Parting Shot. So I'm going to withdraw Incineroar, and I'm going to go out to Rillaboom, I believe. If I remember this right. Yeah, Rillaboom. And the Grassy Surge will be set up. I don't want to give their Pokemon HP back, but I need my Giratina to start getting some HP back. And the process is going to kick in again. Damn. So I'm thinking I could just go for a Draco Meteor, but I forgot that. I keep forgetting Grimmsnarl's Fairy. So instead, I'm just going to go for Shadow Ball. I'm going to have Rillaboom fake out on the Grimmsnarl. Yeah. Because I do not want that thing to set up, paralyze my Rillaboom. I do not want to deal with that. So Shadow Ball will go off, actually, and yeah, almost knocks out. Almost. Okay, and everyone's going to gain HP back. And I could really just, like, ignore that Pokemon. But I was also thinking, oh, wait, Roost, right? So I'm just going to go for the Grassy Glide because it won't do as much, but it will knock out. So that's good. That takes care of that one. And I'm just going to have Giratina hopefully, and unfortunately, Rillaboom does get paralyzed, but I think Giratina, yeah, Shadow Ball actually hit. Thank goodness. It almost knocks out. Well, not really almost, but it did a pretty decent chunk. So, thinking I could. Okay, so now they're going to send out Muck. A Alolan Muck, actually. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking I could just, like, go for a high horsepower. That should knock out the Muck. And now the Reflect goes off. Dang. And the knockoff, sadly, will take care of Giratina. Dang. But at least Giratina was able to knock out their Pokemon, so it's kind of, even still. The only downside is that Rillaboom is paralyzed. And hopefully that doesn't kick in. So I'm going to go send out Incineroar because, if I remember right, Alolan Muck is actually a physical attacker. So this pretty much means it won't really do much. So I'm thinking I'll just go for a fake out and just go for a high horsepower. But I'm trying to think, which one should I prioritize? Should I prioritize trying to knock out the Grimmsnarl because I'm sick of getting hit by Thunderwave, or should I just try to knock out the Muck? They're going to hit me with a Toxic. So now Incineroar has a Shelf Life. So I'm going to go with the high horsepower, but it doesn't really do... It does about 1/3, I want to say. And it's got, well, I'm assuming the black slot, okay, leftovers. So, yeah, this thing's tanky. Plus, Reflect is still set up, so this thing's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should just prioritize getting rid of the Grimmsnarl. That way, it won't, I don't have to worry about them, like, paralyzing my Rillaboom because it's already paralyzed. But I'm trying to also avoid them paralyzing my Urshifu when I have to send it out. So, I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz. They'll hit with the Poison Jab, and the Wood Hammer will finish it off. Basically, I was thinking, you know what? I'm just going to double go after the Grimmsnarl and knock it out now because I do not want to deal with that. Plus, this one Reflect wears off. I don't have to worry about that anymore. So, I can just prioritize taking care of the Muck now with Rillaboom. And the Citrus Berry will kick in. So, this means now I don't got to worry about my Urshifu getting hit with the Thunder Wave. And they're going to send out Flutter Mane. Now, this could be an issue, but I'm thinking, you know what? I could just Once again, like I said, I'm just gonna go for like a knockoff because Flutter Mains usually run like life orbs, stuff like that, or choice, one of the choice items. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna prioritize going after the Flutter Main to get rid of it. And I'm going for the Power Gem. I'm gonna go for the knockoff, which does knock off Shell Bell. Huh, interesting. And Woodhammer does take care of the Flutter Main. All right. So far I've taken care of. I got rid of their Flutter Main and their Grimmsnarl. I think they still have their Muck. I think they have one more Pokemon, so it's about even now because I just lost my Incineroar. So yeah, luckily though my Urshifu has not taken any damage, so I'm pretty good right here. It all depends on okay, never mind. Actually, that's their last Pokemon. Oh right, the little bird thing. I don't know why I forgot about that. I'm just gonna detect to be safe because I just want to gauge to see whether or not it's like who was he going to prioritize? Because I was thinking that way Rillaboom could just go for a free attack, but unfortunately the paralysis. Oh man, but the reflect warp, so it should be easier to knock out now. So I'm gonna go for the surging strike and high horsepower. Yep, surging strike. One, two, and three, and one high horsepower should take care of it. I'm gonna go for the poison jab. It doesn't knock out though, but the paralysis kicks in. God, man. Oh boy. But luckily, one more surging strike will take care of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for surging strike again. Because I was thinking close combat could probably knock it out, but I didn't want to take the chance of it surviving, and then the close combat lowering my defense, and then I'm pretty much a sitting duck. So yeah, that's actually all three games right there. I wasn't that muck gave me more of an issue than I thought, but oh man, that paralysis is getting annoying. Oh boy. So anyways, that's it for this week. Thank you so much if you made it this far. We really appreciate it. It's crazy to think we're at part 36. So if you have any recommendation for any teams or EV spreads like I mentioned, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read them. And overall, just have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.